What's up, guys? It's Barry here again from Spank Garage. It's bright as hell out here, so I can't keep my eyes open. Today we got a 2001 Duramax with a P0093 code. Large fuel leak typically means I can't reach rail pressure or it's deviating too much, so I'm going to do a little troubleshooting on that and I'll take you along and show you how to do it. Here's the truck. It's got 256,000 miles on it. It runs really good. It is down on power. It did have injectors done at a GM dealership in the past. Not sure how recently, but it doesn't haze. Balance rates look okay and it runs really well. Starts great in the cold. However, it does have the P0093 code when I really put a load on it. For data acquisition, I'm going to be using HP tuners. I know it's not super typical for these trucks. People use EFI Live and Edge tuners, things like that. This is just what I'm familiar with because I use it for a lot of the gas cars that I tune. Here's the charts and gauges I set up for Duramaxes, particularly LB7s. I got my injector balance rates across the side here. I have my actual fuel pressure versus my desired fuel pressure. And finally, I set up a math channel, which is going to be fuel rail deviation. I'll be watching this as I put the engine through various loads to see how the CP3 is performing. A very common reason for this condition on these trucks is some type of issue on the fuel pickup side, whether it be a restricted fuel filter, a restricted pickup tube in the tank, a leak in the lines, a pinched hose somewhere. That's the first thing you want to check. You want to make sure that your pump has all the chance it can to make the pressure it needs. If there's any restriction downstream, you're pretty much wasting your time by doing any of this troubleshooting. Now for this particular truck, it has an AirDog lift pump on it, brand new GM filter, all the lines have been checked, everything's good, so that's why I've proceeded to go a little deeper into this one. And the fourth thing would usually be an injector issue. Either a fuel line is leaking between the pump and the rail, between the rail and the injector. Another common thing on the LB7s is the injector body cracking and leaking fuel into the crankcase. This truck does not make any oil. It also idles very well and doesn't haze at all, so I'm not suspecting any issues on the injector side. Let's take a look at some data to understand why the code is being thrown and prove that it is being thrown for the right reasons. So this is a data log from a drive that I took on the highway where I can throw the truck in fifth gear, load it up, and replicate the code essentially. So in this block in time where my pointer is right here, we're at 95% throttle, 1800 RPMs. Turbo's spooled up. It's making about 16, 17 pounds of boost. And my fuel pressure, the actual, is 1200 when it's calling for 1490. You'll see down here the difference of 263. That's my deviation math channel here. So you can see that under typical driving, we're able to maintain the fuel pressure required. However, under a more substantial load, the pump loses. Can't reach the desired pressure. This is too much deviation for too long and the code is thrown. Now we'll go through a couple other pieces of data to prove that it is the pump and it's not something else. Here I'm gonna command about 2000 bar of fuel pressure, and this is gonna test that the regulator works and it's responding throughout its full range. So you can see the desired increase, and the actual follows it up. So to prove that the fuel rail relief valve is not bad, during the test where I ramped up the fuel pressure manually, you can see here that we ramped up the fuel pressure to 1880 bar. The fuel pressure actual ramped up to 1746 and held, right? So we see at idle, this pump runs out of steam at about 1700 bar. What's important to know here is that we were only getting 1200 bar under load. If the fuel pressure relief valve was popping at 1200 bar, we wouldn't have been able to achieve this here. So I know that that fuel pressure relief valve is good till at least 1780 bar, which is plenty. Finally, by ramping the fuel pressure manually, we see here, commanded fuel pressure 340, actual 345. Ramp it up, 1880, 1783. There's no problem with the regulator. The regulator is controlling as it should be. So At this point, I'm going to say this truck needs a CP3. All right, I got the old CP3 out. And I'm working on wrapping this job up. It's not a super quick and easy job, but it's not that hard either. Just a lot of things need to be taken off in certain orders and put back together the right way. So we'll see how she runs. All right, just took the truck around the block. Everything seems good. Got the CP3 swap completed. And just looking through the data here, we were unable to put it in limp mode. And during these pulls, I'm at 3,000 RPM, 100% throttle. Full boost, we're asking for 1590. Our actual fuel pressure is 1562. At this point, the pump has no problem keeping up. So I'd say that was proper troubleshooting and she's fixed. I know this data is probably a little bit difficult to interpret if you're not used to looking at it, but up on the top bar here, the green is my throttle position, red is RPM. You can see this is a third, fourth, fifth gear pull, 100% throttle at each one. And then down here is my actual fuel pressure versus my desired. You can see that the white and red lines are tracking perfectly. It's exactly what you want to see, proving that the fuel pressure regulator is good, the rail pressure relief valve is good, and the injectors aren't returning too much fuel. So I hope you learned something from this video, or at least found it interesting. I made it because I see so much poor troubleshooting and people throwing all kinds of cash at these motors to make them run right on Facebook groups and forums and stuff. It's just crazy what people are saying and the rumors that are spread. So if you've got a problem with your truck and you want a second opinion on it, post it in the comments. I'll let you know what I think about it. These things are really not that complicated once you understand how they work. They are problematic engines. They do have their downsides, but they have a lot of great upsides as well. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything I can do better, anything you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. Thanks.